It's another exciting edition of Sister Sister, and we're live on Citi TV and as well live on Citi FM, welcoming all our listeners across both radio and television. And it's going to be a very exciting one. We're live from Live Make Furniture, and saying a very big thank you to our proud sponsors for today's episode of Ghana AIDS Commission's Red Ribbon Campaign, and as well Kel Chaco Toothpaste. We're very thankful for your partnership, and today is going to be a very exciting one. Basically, what Sister Sister is, in case you do not know, and I find it hard to believe you don't, but we are the show where you can send in whatever it is that bothers you, be it the issues that you cannot deal with, be it the issues that are eating you up. We invite you to send in your comments, your stories to us, and me and my incredible dynamic group of ladies, we call us a sisterhood. My sisters and I will go through it and give you the advice you need to solve whatever it is that may ail you. So do not go anywhere. Over the next hour, we'll be talking some very exciting conversations, and I entreat you to stay with us. Welcome to Sister Sister. You're tuned in to Sister Sister right here on Citi TV and live on Citi FM. We are coming to you live from Live Make Furniture, located in the North Industrial Area. And of course, a very big thank you to our proud sponsors, Ghana AIDS Commission's Red Ribbon Campaign, as well Kel Chaco Toothpaste, the very best toothpaste on the market. Now, we're going to get into the stories, and of course, allow me introduce my incredible sisters. Sitting again directly opposite me, it's a pleasure to always have her. The very beautiful, matching in another shade of green, or should I say, mint green. Yes, I love it. I love it. I love it. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a wonderful Felicia. Woo, woo! And certainly one of the sisters that keeps the show together. She is beautiful inside and out, always looking dazzling, also wearing a shade of green. Hello, I think money green is what's going on today. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Olivia. Woo! Hi, Olivia. How you doing? How you both doing?
I'm doing great. I'm excited. I'm
happy.
happy. I'm alive. I am well.
Come on. Here. Hey, that's it. We love to see it. We love to see it. And making her debut on the show, but certainly no stranger to what Sister Sister is all about, because certainly has the bond of sisterhood. Ladies and gentlemen, the very beautiful actress Sicho.
Unfortunately, it seems I didn't get the memo, the green memo back.
It's okay. So we're in that too. We're in that too.
Right.
But ladies, hope you had a wonderful week.
Yes.
Yes, we're glad. We're glad. We're glad. Are you ready for our story today?
I'm ready.
Okay. Let's get into it. And today's story starts from here. Hello, sisters. I'm a 31-year-old man unsure about what to do with the situation I've gotten myself entangled in. I recently relocated to Ghana after working in the US for 7 years and decided to stay with my parents in their home before I sorted out my own accommodation. I met a girl at an event and I liked her. I told her I was not ready for a relationship, so we should have a very easy relationship, and we agreed to have a casual friends with benefits relationship. However, she would come over to my house whenever my parents were not at home for us to hook up. I had a job that I had to leave town for 3 months to supervise a project in Kumasi. I told the lady about this, that I'll be out of town for 3 months and we should end the relationship. AJ, after 3 months, I came back to Accra, entered my home and saw that this girl was in the kitchen cooking with my mother. I couldn't believe it. I found out later that this lady has been helping my little sister with her coursework, has become friendly with my father, and has even begun considering her as his daughter. And she has basically become a permanent fixture in my parents' house. Apparently, this lady, knowing I was out of town, visited and introduced herself as my girlfriend and has wormed her way into my family's heart. She's practically my mother's PA and best friend and does everything for my mother. My lovely sisters. I confronted her and asked her why she did this, and she gleefully told me that she's 3 months pregnant and she knew it was mine. So to ensure I don't run away from responsibility, she decided to inform my entire family before letting me know. I was so shocked, and I can't believe a woman can be that manipulative. However, sisters, she's gone on to now tell my family that she's pregnant for me and my parents are giving me pressure to marry this woman. But I cannot see myself settling down with a woman that is manipulative and can do something like this. How do I deal with the situation without offending my family? Huh. There are certain people, if you meet them, they'll make your life a living hell. Now, this lady, I gotta give it to her. That was slick, though.
Yeah, that was quite smart.
I don't even know how to go about it. But let me start off with you, Olivia. Who looks the most shocked out of all of this? A woman you think you have a friends with benefits relationship, a casual relationship with. You leave her for 3 months. You come back and she's now best friends with your entire family. And they think she's a woman you must marry. And they're insisting that you do. But you know that you cannot be with someone that manipulative. How does this man proceed?
Okay, first off, they started off everything on the wrong foot.
Mm.
Like, it was all shady. And this is exactly what you get when you ask a woman to be in a relationship with benefits.
Yeah.
The question is, when you saw her the first time, because initially in your submission, you did say you met her at the party, you were attracted to her, she was beautiful, yada, 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 yada. Immediately the knickers came off, you got your bit of whatever. Now you're like, oh, you're going out of town, so like what were you thinking? Like, and the question is, did you explain the whole friends with benefits with this girl before, or did you tell her that now you guys are friends with benefits after you had slept with her? Like, a lot, first and foremost, like, what are you guys doing? You've missed each other the first time, you're shagging without protection. You shouldn't even be shagging.
Yeah.
Like everything. Okay, my guy, you are the problem and so is she.
Yeah.
You've bitten more than you can chew. It's
Absolutely.
like, wish ya. Because what were you expecting? You sleep with her and you get what the TV said. Like, yo. So moving forward, right, I feel like this is super, super complicated because you want to have your cake and eat it. You want to have that whole luxury. Like, you want to have the opportunity to just walk in and out as and when you want to be in a relationship. You're not ready to settle down. So you just want to have fun.
Yeah.
And for all you know, this girl has been looking for, like, Charlie, some
Someone
guy
she can grab.
who is all settled, like Sika with
clearly.
you know, and she's made sure she's gotten herself pregnant. I don't even know whether the child is yours because you don't even know whether she was pregnant before you slept with her. Like, it's wrong on all levels. Now, mommy likes her, daddy likes her.
Sister even likes her.
The question is, 2 things, right? What if the child is yours? What if the child isn't yours? Until she has the baby, you will never know. Right now, mommy and daddy are worried because it's almost like you're ruining their reputation.
Yeah.
Hey, my son got somebody pregnant and he's not even married her, because it's like a big deal, because the family sounds like they're grounded. And this girl is tagging on because she finds the comfort there. She finds, oh, this is a family who appreciate me for who I am. Honestly, I can't see this marriage working, because I would have said, go back to what attracted you to her. But the motive with which you got attracted to her
is not the motive with which you can marry her.
It's not. And now she's coming across as vindictive because you also don't know her motive. Because both of you are on different wavelengths, and it's killing me inside to see a baby who didn't ask to be here in the middle of all of this. If I had my way, I would say, I can tell from here that this is a recipe for disaster. Both of you, in a way, you kind of deserve each other, because you asked that. You asked this, like you literally asked
you
this.
You brought her into your home.
Into your home on the silver platter. Like, she's a stranger. Like,
you don't know anything.
I don't want to complain about what they did, because what they did is bad. But the question is, moving on, what do they do? Because you're both wrong for each other, even though I think you're right for each other in the sense of the way you think and the way you're both not correct in a way. I'm sorry, but I need to call a spade a spade. I feel bad for the child. I don't care about I'm sorry. I don't care about you. I don't care about the girl. I care about this baby who is being brought into this whole crazy situation. And I don't see the girl having an abortion. I wouldn't recommend that. I don't see that happening. But this is what it is. You need to step up to the plate, take responsibility. Whatever it is that you need to do, you need to do. You clearly don't want to marry her.
Clearly.
You cannot be forced into marrying her. But what if mommy and daddy are forcing you to marry her? What if mommy and daddy don't like that you're
leaving
at
her
the end
pregnant?
of the day, you're actually under mommy and daddy's roof. So technically, you don't even have a job. You're not financially sound. Maybe you have some savings. But the question is, are you ready right now to take care of that baby that's coming? Why are you even having sex? Like,
We'll
why?
come to that. But let me get the thoughts of Felicia. Observations hearing the story.
So, I don't know whether the guy thought being in a relationship with someone was like turning a switch on and off. You just turn the switch
don't
off
work
and you
that way.
assume it went off. Like, it doesn't go off
She had
like
caught
that.
feelings.
Yeah, the lady probably might have caught feeling. And my question here is, I'm curious, is the lady truly pregnant? Because now saying girls the omutinam. It's difficult to score yourself a good guy from a good home. Hey, their parents. Some people are struggling with in-laws. So you have a mother-in-law or potential father-in-law accepting you into their home. I'm sure free accommodation and all that. I should probably cook up a story or something. And this guy brought this upon himself, just like Olivia said. You brought her in. And you know, when people say friends with benefit, they forget the friends bit.
Just the benefits.
You know, just the benefits. So when you turn the switch off, you forgot she is a friend. And you should have stayed in constant communication. Meaning you turn the switch off.
Yeah, done. You've gone to Kumasi.
And you come back and you expect everything to be quiet. No way. That wasn't going to happen. So yes, you said friends with benefits. So take the friends bit. Because now you something here. That is why you called her your friend and added the benefits. So, and I believe now that the parents are involved, they should bring the parents involved in this conversation because they've become part of the fraction. You can't take them out. You can't go and sit in the room and decide we don't want a baby or what. That is if there is a baby or I'm not doing this again. You claim she's your mom's PA, so now your mom and everybody is involved in this situation. So if we are supposed to solve it, they all have to be included because their interests are at stake now. You can't. There's nothing you can do about it. So I feel he should consider the friends bits and think through it. Think through why he first approached the lady and have a conversation with her. Back to my communication bit and involve the parents in this conversation and find a solution because it's not going anywhere. And if there is a baby, as Olivia said, the baby didn't ask to be in this situation. So what happens to the baby?
Very interesting one. And on that note, I'll come to Sisho. Your thoughts about this story, hearing it.
First of all, I'll give props to the lady.
You gotta give it to her. Like, that's a mastermind.
Yes, she's a mastermind. I think a lot of us ladies do not live intentionally, and that's why a lot of ladies have had marriages or finding a suitable partner elude them for the longest time. Here's the thing. The truth is the truth. Ladies are many, guys are few, especially the eligible ones, the good ones. So here's the case. You come from abroad. You've gone to work there for a couple of years.
Why should our permanent residence be? What the people call?
She's assuming you are probably intelligent and smart. Oh, why you more abroad there?
Chances that you
are exactly. So whether or not you have a job in Ghana, you have a home currently, you are living under your parents' roof, is besides the point. Exactly. She's probably spoken to you and realized you're a good material, marriage material. So she's played her cards well and she's gotten you in her loop. Unfortunately, that's the truth.
You got to give it to
her.
Yes,
I'm giving it to her once again. She's done fantastic. And another thing is, a lot of men, statistics have proven that a lot of men do not know what they actually want. Most of them just want to try, and then they go and meet one lucky girl who didn't even put in any effort, and then they end up with that one. So my thing is, it's unfortunate that has happened to him, and he feels like he's gotten the short end of the stick. But what was he expecting? You pick up a girl from a party, start communicating with her. For a woman to fall in love with someone or to even decide to have a child with someone, it's not a child's play.
Absolutely.
Nobody knows what you told her from the beginning, how you convinced her to even become friends with benefits. A lot of the times, the woman is there assuming or hoping and praying that whichever way she's beginning to feel about you, you would also start feeling that way about her eventually. So she's played her cards and she's hoping against hope. Then you come one day and say, oh, you've gotten a job in Kumasi, so you should break up. After just what? Because you're going to spend 3 months in Kumasi.
I mean, Kumasi can't ruin this. You can't ruin this. Don't worry, I'll maintain the relationship.
So she's thought about the thing, analyzed it from beginning to end, and told herself, nah, I can't lose out on this.
The family
And so
is there.
she's played a good girl card and she's won. Unfortunately, I'm on her side, 100%. Sorry for her, she's lost. He's lost on this one. Yeah, truth is truth.
Do you know what I'm thinking?
Tell me.
He intentionally told her that he's got a job in Kumasi,
Yeah.
hoping that by the time he comes
It would have
back,
cooled
It's a
off.
done deal.
Yes.
Yes.
So he was shocked to actually find that she didn't bother calling him.
Nope.
Yeah.
She didn't bother tagging onto
Nope.
him. But she managed to warm
Yeah.
herself into the hearts of the family members.
Mm.
And now it's like super glue. And to me, why?
Debbie,
And I see
what
nothing wrong
cheer,
with
what cheer, what Talia,
Nothing wrong with what she's done.
Hmm.
She's just played. How is that manipulative?
Yes.
Look, a lot of women are manipulative.
And
Yeah.
he manipulated her.
And he manipulated
He
her
did.
as well. So how
He
you
took
now
he took
calling
all
it-
the honey without giving her the
Well,
benefits.
exactly. So how are you now calling her manipulative and
Okay.
all those words?
And
Because what she
is
didn't
you
give
got
you what you
sense.
wanted.
Situation sway me,
On-
situation sway
I
me.
can tell. On the contrary, you see, we are arguing back and forth
Yeah.
about what the guy did, what the girl did. My thing is, this baby coming into the picture,
Mm.
what kind of home is this baby going to have?
Yeah.
Is there a
As-
baby?
We don't
That-
know if there's a baby, but in the
Let's just
event
assume
that,
what she's
because
saying is true. Mhm.
technically they were friends.
Yeah. And
Right.
3 months is a good time for her to have taken a seed. I mean,
Thank you.
they last had a sexual encounter 3 months prior.
Thank
But let
you.
me bring in the family angle to this.
Mhm.
A family that the man has not formally introduced a woman to you.
Mhm.
A woman out of the blue now walks into the home and says, I'm Esimesi's girlfriend. I'm pregnant for him, or possibly. And yet they take her based on how sweet she is, a good girl card, cooking, cleaning, helping out with the father, helping out with the mother, helping out with her sister, have now taken a complete stranger relatively into their home without really asking their son if
They know
truly this is
woman.
you know this woman based on what she said, and then you
Mhm.
just take it for face value because again he's been out of town for so long, so you can probably assume that he can do this. Is it not an indictment on the side of his family to have
No.
accepted this woman?
Check this
AJ,
out. Check
bear in
this out.
mind, bear
They-
in mind.
Okay, let me start with Olivia, then I'll come to you. Olivia.
Check this out. The first night
Mhm.
he had an encounter with her, where did he take her? Home.
To their home, yeah.
Exactly.
So once she was home, she got home, she was like, hey, I'm
This is
saying
a
my
nice one.
like I've
This
got
place
it
is like
all
life
good.
mates. It's very nice.
Yes, and not to forget that this guy was sweet to her.
Mhm.
He was sweet talking her. I'll probably buy you the moon, the stars, and da. He was nice to her until he got what he wanted.
Mm.
And then he probably was like, okay, I'll try once, twice, 3 times. And after a while, it was like, you know what? Let's just be friends
Mhm.
with benefit. Now, while he was busy thinking and acting like this, she was also, maybe she'll come on Monday, she'll come on Tuesday. When she comes, oh, daddy, hello. How
on,
was
is
work?
anything you
Oh,
need?
mommy, how
Yeah.
are you? Oh, and the sisters. You need the sisters on your side.
Yes.
And the siblings on your side. So Honey Bunny got her A game on so that when the guy
In the absence
traveled,
of the guy,
in the absence of the guy traveling,
Mhm.
she coming into the house, she wasn't a stranger.
Nope.
Yeah.
Because her footing was properly grounded.
So she was probably doing it before
Yeah.
he
Before
left.
he left.
That's true. That would make sense.
Exactly. So now she's welcome. She's not a stranger because
Yeah.
I'm sure daddy asked him, hey, now where? Oh, she's just my friend.
Mhm.
Oh, she's just my friend. Mommy and daddy probably don't know that they were
Ah.
intimate like that.
Yeah.
So he's presented the whole friendship, card to them, and she's hopping onto the friendship card and it's working. So back to what I was saying, however we want to look at it, she's got her A game on and he thinks he's got his A game on until now.
He got
Mm.
played.
He got played. My question is, what decision do they need to make moving forward
Mm.
in the event that there is a baby? Because trust me, once that guy opened his mouth to say, let's be friends with benefits, she decided to hook him like when she was ovulating.
I'm getting
To make
down.
sure that she was going to get pregnant because she didn't want to let it go. But the question is, this baby. You see, I don't want a child coming into the home whereby the child is not wanted, because the man, he's not going to change. As far as he's concerned, I don't love you. It was just one night stand and you manipulated yourself into my life. So he's gone out there doing whatever he wants to do. The question is, does this girl have the emotional strength? She would have the backing of parents whatsoever. But are you going to be in a marriage whereby
the man
5 years, the man will never touch you? He doesn't want to be with you. Yes, he's going to be forced into marrying you, but what kind of future is that? Money is not always everything. You should ask tons of women out there who are rich, who have money from their husbands, but women, there's some basic things we need to be okay. Love, care, affection, somebody who appreciates us and loves us for who we are. The money is a top one. Yes, we love money. We love to be well maintained, but that is priceless. You can't force anybody to love you. So the question is, what marry somebody who didn't love for you? Is that what you want?
Now let me come to Sijo. Parents, were they wrong?
No, because just like she said, and that was a point I was going to make initially, she did not just come there one day to meet the parents. I'm sure the entire time she was coming in for the friends with benefits. She was meeting these
Cementing
people.
Exactly.
She was meeting these people and creating a rapport with them, one way or the other. I'm sure she started helping with the homework and all that long before the guy traveled. So all these things have already, the ground rules were already set before the guy even traveled. Now, secondly, unfortunately, if he now comes in, now, my question is, you're willing to have someone as friends with benefits, but you now say you don't love them. Where's the balance? When men do that, what exactly does it mean? That the person is good enough to
grace your bed.
Exactly. But they are not good enough for your life. What does that mean? I think moving forward, they should check if indeed this girl is pregnant for real. If she is pregnant and he truly, truly does not love, he should paint the picture of what the future is going to look like to her. If she still wants to go ahead, she would then probably have to have the baby. And because, of course, if you are pregnant for someone, doesn't mean you necessarily have to be married to them. And then they figure themselves out. The parents are not wrong in any way. I mean, if a woman comes into your home and she's playing all the cards right, acting like a perfect marriage material, who wouldn't want a perfect marriage material for their son? So they just did what any good parents would do. Unfortunately for the girl, like she said, she would have to, you know, face the duns or sleep in the bed that she's made for herself and figure out how the future is going to look. But I think the guy should give it a chance. Especially that you've told someone you want them to be friends with benefits. What now changes if she's pregnant? He should actually reassess the whole situation. Does he really not want this girl at all? Or is it because he's offended that he feels she's manipulated?
Yeah, he feels played. And men don't like to feel played.
Men don't like to feel played. But people are also trying to play.
Well,
so he should actually now be introspective and ask himself some questions. Because for all you know, he actually likes her. Just that he wishes he had made the attempt and not the lady.
Final words on the topic, Felicia?
So as we're talking about the lady bit, and Olivia made a point about the baby, I've also started thinking about the lady, and the well-being of the lady. Would I want to give birth to a child that the father dislikes? And I think we should start looking at her options, because yes, she found a good home. Every woman wants a good man. The man should give it a try. What if he can't do it? I think they should have a conversation once again, and the lady should look at her options. 3 months is not old enough. That's if she's pregnant. She should look at seeking medical advice, psychological advice, and all that. And once again, bring in the parents to have this conversation. Because men who respect their parents tend to listen to them. So if he truly respects his parents, especially coming back home to stay with them, that's a clear indication that this guy is grounded and he respects his parents, his family, and all that. He will listen to them. But I think the lady, I'm now thinking about the lady too. Yes, you've done all this. You're excited, but think about yourself, because taking care of children is not that easy. Are you going to bring this child into an unwanted home? and all that. Like she should also consider her options. But the advice the guy who has come to us is, my guy, you brought this upon yourself. You manipulated someone,
Mm-hmm.
and you've been manipulated, and you feel that, hey, it's a big deal. Oga, it's not a big deal.
Hey.
You
Wow.
started this game, and you have to play it.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Don't go telling the girl to have an abortion.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah,
happening.
yeah.
Mommy and daddy know.
Mhm.
Even if they didn't know, you have no right to ask her to have an abortion. You should wear a condom next time and be more responsible. And this is what responsibility looks like.
Exactly.
It's staring you right in the face. You're the one who called in, and I'm going to be blunt, honest with you. She was good enough for you to drop her knickers.
Yes. Yeah.
Some way, somehow, find it in your heart, some way, somehow, to make it work.
Mm.
Yeah.
Just because of the child.
Okay.
And you will never, you'd never know whether you have it in you to actually love her. You were intimate with her, for crying out loud.
Yeah.
How bad could it have been?
Yeah, well, okay. So looking into the future, quickly, yes or no, do you think they can work, Felicia?
It can work, honestly. If
So
they've been
that's a
friends
yes.
with benefits before, yes.
That's a yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Olivia?
They're one and alike. They're the same.
Okay, so
Both
that's
of
a
them,
yes.
they're perfect for each other. They just need to be more responsible
Mhm.
and more. They need to start from basics. They
Yeah.
both need counseling
Mhm.
if
Yeah.
they're ready
Yeah.
and willing to make it work.
Yeah.
Not they don't want to make it work because mommy and daddy said, but this guy needs to get it into his head that he's brought it upon himself. If she's presentable enough to want, he can start something. But they both need counseling to start things off from scratch and to make it work because of the child. It's
Okay.
impossible not to love somebody.
Okay, all right. Finally, teacher.
From personal experience, look, you can love anyone, but to get intimate with someone, you must like them to a certain extent.
True.
Yeah.
And if that wasn't there, they wouldn't have gotten intimate in the first place. So it is possible to make it work.
Yeah.
Okay.
If he keeps an open mind.
All right. Well, I hope you got the answer that maybe the answer that may help you.
Yes.
But we're gonna take a quick break. When we come back, we're going into another one. Felicia sort of gave a bit of it about mother-in-laws. Yeah, we'll talk about mother-in-law drama right after this. And you tuned in to Sister. I hope you're enjoying. We're having a bit of a heated session today, and I love it. We're moving on to the next one, which I'm sure might also bring some divided opinions. Of course, a very big thank you to Live Made Furniture. We're coming to you live from here. And as well, a very big thank you to Ghana AIDS Commission Red Ribbon Campaign, as well, Kel Chaco Toothpaste. Of course, welcoming our listeners on the radio and as well our viewers on TV as we move into the second story for today. Dear sisters, I am a 31-year-old, half Nigerian, half Scottish lady, and I was based in London where I met and fell in love with a nice 32-year-old Ghanaian man about 4 years ago. We decided to settle down and get married 8 months ago, and I discovered I was expecting a child right around that period. My boyfriend and I wanted to get married and settle in Ghana, so we decided to relocate to get posted to Ghana and find our jobs. I started working with the Ghana branch of the London company I was at, and my boyfriend got a job in a mining company, and we quickly had a nice court wedding upon arriving in Ghana, and also because he had to move back and forth between Obuasi and Accra due to work. He asked that I move in with his mother and 2 siblings in their 6-bedroom house he built since I was pregnant, and he felt his mother can help better since my parents are unfortunately no more. AJ, that's when the problems began, as I soon got to find out his mother and siblings were actually hoping my husband would settle down with a nice lady in Ghana and didn't like the idea of me and my husband being together. My mother-in-law and my husband's siblings tried at every turn to frustrate me and make my life a living hell in their house, but I tried not to let it get to me till months ago. She and my husband's siblings connived to falsely accuse me of cheating to my husband and tried to turn my husband's head against me. Thankfully, my husband dismissed these accusations because he trusted me and knew I would never do that. He actually told me, and this led me and my in-laws getting into a very heated argument, of which I told them my peace of mind and my husband's legally wedded wife and their son's wife, and I should be treated with the respect I deserve. I got so angry, I told them my peace of mind, walked out of them, and moved back to Obuasi to stay with my husband. Sisters, when I left their home, my mother actually called my husband to report account of the event and said that I rather insulted her and was rude to her and I'm not good enough for him, and he had to choose between me or her. Thankfully, my husband put her in her place and told her he loved me and we're a family expecting a child and we're sticking together. His mother now replied that if he's choosing me, then she's disowning him as her son and will not come around me. AJ, I was so shocked she would go to such extremes to remove me from my husband's life. But my husband assured me that if she wants nothing to do with me, then he wants nothing to do with her. Now I feel horrible about the situation. I'm torn because I'm happy that he's willing to forsake all others to be with me, but I'm also really confused that I do not want him to forsake his family. And what about him not getting his family's blessings? May this turn negative for us in our relationship? Does it not attract curses? And is this not the right step for our future? Should I just leave the marriage and go back to London and raise my child on my own? Because I do not want all this drama, but I love my husband and I want to be with him. What should I do, sisters? Family wahala. Now, is it okay for a man to leave his family to be with his wife, especially when his family is being unreasonable? I'll start with you, Felicia.
I like when the mother-in-law asks that he should choose between the wife and her. We don't choose family. So that was like a rhetorical question. Like, you don't, he doesn't have a choice to choose who his mom is, but he has a choice to keep that relationship. So the woman at that point made her own choice. It wasn't the guy's choice. The woman made a choice because, first of all, I don't choose who becomes my mom. So whether I like it or not, you are my mother, and I'll respect you for that. But I can choose to maintain that relationship or nurture that relationship, respect that relationship, but I can't choose to have you. So it's not about the guy neglecting his family or choosing his wife over his family. The Bible says a man will leave his family, a woman will leave her family, and they will come together to become one. So at this point, I really respect the guy for what he's done by choosing his wife. I understand how the lady feels. Usually when someone, let me say back again, chooses you, and I think yes, it's the right word to use because you choose a partner, chooses you over his family. There's this burden where you feel like,
you are everything,
you are everything he has. You can't make a mistake. When he gets sick, you don't have support. But trust me, because you don't choose family, they don't have a choice than to be there for him when they have to. What the woman is doing or saying is just blabbing. She's just making a fuss because maybe she wanted a lady she could control or this, that, and she sees you to be a threat. You know what, my dear? Enjoy your marriage. Thank your stars for the kind of husband you have.
Absolutely.
Oh, like make him feel precious because he is. Don't worry about your in-laws. You choose to have a relationship with your in-laws. Just respect them. If I were her, Christmas once in a while, I'll send you presents. If it's your birthday, I'll keep my distance and love you from a distance. Because you never know what the future holds for you. Back again, because your husband has chosen you, a point in time, I'm not saying that will happen, will come where you will need them to be there for you. Because in accounts, obiwa, the body is for the ebusiadia. So God forbid, if that happens, your kid will grow up and will want to know their extended family. So try and be the better person here to maintain some sort of relationship. Once in a while, Christmas presents, you don't even have to drop it off yourself. You can send a delivery guy. They can do whatever they want to do with it. Do it for your family. Do it for your husband. And allow your husband to make a decision.
Okay.
Yeah. That is where I'll
our last story, the family loves her. This one, the family cannot stand her. Is it an issue of because of her not being Ghanaian, being half Nigerian, being half Scottish? They wanted a Ghanaian girl to be the one that will marry her husband. Is it an issue of tribalism at some point? Are the family being unreasonable? Do you see a point in time where they might reason, Olivia?
Yes and no. The reason why I say that is the fact that the woman didn't choose is what the problem is. And the fact that he decided he's met someone, he made a decision, he probably, maybe when he was in a relationship with her, he didn't quite give mom details. Because I feel this young lady's story so much because I literally lived it. I lived it, so I can empathize with her. Came back again from the UK with my husband. My mom's dead. family members don't want to know, my daddy doesn't care. Had nowhere to be. I had to be with my in-laws because we just finished school.
Wow.
In a nutshell, it was a nightmare because I had to live with mom and grandma-in-law. And unfortunately, my father had made it evident that he wanted nothing to do with me. And my mom's siblings didn't care either. So it was me and him against the world, me and my husband against the world. It was tough. It really was tough because you feel alone. And I can relate to where she's at. And I'm so thankful that they're both independent. They found jobs and they're slowly, gradually putting everything together. And to even think that he built the house. So mother wants control, siblings want control. They're not going to rest until they have their way. And I applaud the man so much because he reminds me of my husband, because he stood by me and he fought for me. He waited for me to get a job first, because he didn't want the situation whereby he got a job and he was working and he left me alone in the house. If he came home and then mom or grandma says, Olivia insulted, who is he going to believe? Because he loves me to bits and he believes me, and he wouldn't expect his mom to do something of that sort. Or mom would say, whose food are you going to eat today? Are you going to eat her food? Are you going to eat my food? Like the works. I don't really want to get into that. But having said that, my saving grace was my husband, and your husband is your saving grace by grace and by God. Like you said, a man will leave his father and mother and cleave unto his wife, and he has gone by what scripture demands. Having said that, there's also there's power in the tongue, and especially mothers. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen to you, but I'm talking from experiences. I remember immediately we managed to save some money and we moved out. There were lots of sort of negative utterances because mom wanted to sort of
get some control,
and he didn't want to have it. What has helped sustain us in the last 20 years is a lot of praying together. A family that prays together stays together. A lot of understanding the word of God, what it means to be married, the keeping the marriage bed holy at all times, and understanding each other no matter what. This man has declared his love for you just like my husband did. I'm not saying it was easy, but we both knew that he's coming from a broken home, I'm coming from a broken home. So we made positive declarations that it is going to work. We have no option. So challenges are going to come. Pray together, stay together. Forget about what mother-in-law thinks. Today, like she's saying, once in a while, take her present. Once in a while, call her up. She could be nice, she could not be nice. You're doing your duty. And God sees that, and God blesses you for that, and he sort of shuts the enemy's, negative mouth, every negative declarations. You need to just pray, because however you want to look at it, demons are out there taking these words and hoping that they will work. So I'm just saying that be encouraged, be encouraged. It is not the end. We had a baby. My husband and I had a baby thinking that was going to bridge, the gap and everything. It did nothing, because she was still like, I need to have control. But having said that, today, right? Today, we are cordial. Today, we talk. Today, the kids are quite grown up. But it doesn't come overnight. Don't have high expectations. Your focus should be your man. Your focus should be your children. Your focus should be doing well, that your children grow up in the way of the Lord, that you are okay, you're financially sound, one day at a time. The little things that you could do gradually, and pray for her. Your mother-in-law, as crazy or as difficult as it is, pray for her that God will give her the grace to be able to understand you, whatever it is. Because, they're altars, family's house, mother's house, father's house. People don't want him to be happy. Like, they're doing things without knowing that they're doing these things. So as much as possible, pray for her. Take it one day at a time, but be happy. And try as much as possible also not to disappoint your husband. Make it work. Be more understanding. Be more tolerant. And talk each day. Don't let the sun go down on your anger, because however you want to look at it is both of you and your priorities to make it work.
I like
So
that.
be encouraged. You will make it through.
I
I've
like
made
that.
it through by grace. I don't
like
see why
that.
you shouldn't.
I love that. I love that. Sicho.
She said
She has.
she
But
said
thank
a
you
lot
for
of
sharing
wise,
that.
yes,
Thank you for sharing that.
giving a lot
Olivia.
of wise counsel on that. It's that inside the world, parents somehow tend to think they should have a say in the decisions
their
of
kids marry. Yeah.
decisions such as who their kids marry and all that. It's really unfortunate. However, like she said, time changes some of these things and exposes some of these things in its proper way. So she just has to continue praying. She can't do away with them, because no matter how you look at it, she is the mother of the man you love. So she has to work somehow to rope her in. It will be difficult. It's not going to happen overnight, like she said. She just has to keep doing her part as a daughter-in-law. The whole world should see that you are making the right efforts, you are doing the right things, and they are the ones who have problem with you. I think that's just that. It's unfortunate the situation she finds herself in, but she has to make it work.
Okay, so I'll come to you and Felicia as the two single ones, or not single, like not married.
I'm married.
The about to be wed ones on the show. Would you be able to marry a man that your parents were strictly against?
You know, again, a lot of things in life I have come to realize the hard way that you need to pray about. And if you pray about it and your inner man tells you, go for it, you go for it. And after praying for some time over something, you should know. And the experience you have the person, if they love you, you should be able to tell. Of course I would. But then again, in the whole interim while you're praying about it, you should also be trying to get them to see what you see in this person. Because I think that's one job I did not see in his letter that he
sort of just left her there and went.
There is a way you I always tell even my friends that for somebody to confidently come and tell you something negative about me, if I'm your friend, for Felicia to confidently come and tell you something negative about me, is because she knows you are capable of taking it in without defending me. But if she knows anything I tell you, you are going to defend me, she won't bother. So the onus is lying on the man somehow to do his bit in terms of selling this lady as a good woman. And with time, the woman and her other children, his siblings, will buy into that. It's the same with me. If I like someone and my family doesn't like them, I will sell them to you to the point where you would begin to love them gradually without even realizing. So that's what has to happen.
Okay. Felicia, would you be able to marry someone that your parents were strictly against?
This conversation is very, very personal. And I don't know how comfortable I am to share but I find myself in the same situation. And this question you asked was the exact question my boyfriend asked me quite recently. He was like, would you go ahead to be with me if your parents told you or were all against me? And I was like, my first answer was, it depends. And he was like, no, it doesn't depend on anything. If you love someone and you truly believe in the person you love, and you know what you both have, he doesn't believe anything should stop you from being with that person. The only thing it creates is caution. Then you learn, you manage how you thread. Because then whatever be it, you are cautious that what if? But as my sister said, immediately you pray to God and you get the confidence that this is the person you want to be with, nothing should stop you. This actually helps you to work on the relationship. And trust me, my guy and I have been working on our relationship for like 3 years, and every day something new comes out. Like this morning, we had a full-blown conversation for almost 2 hours on phone, and it never happens. I was even surprised because we either don't have anything to say, or he's talking about just one thing. He's fixated on one thing. But now we talk and he's like, oh, I'm always talking about work, eh? Tell me about yourself. So it's all about praying and working on the relationship. And just sometimes you know, there's no memo to being in a relationship. And that's what I've grown to realize. make it your own.
Yeah.
Understand who you are with.
Yeah.
And as I'll always say and not stop saying is, open up conversations. Like, you should have conversation every day, every minute. Like, you guys should have that vibe where you can be open to talk about everything. And my dear, just
It gets better.
yeah, it gets
gets
better.
better.
It gets better. It gets better. So
Absolutely,
Sure.
absolutely.
I like the part where she said talk every day.
Yeah.
My husband and I are so close. We are always talking. Our kids get upset. Like when we say we're so annoying. When we say, immediately I sit in the car, it's like the journey from the house, from work to home. It's like, so what happened? We even talk and talk about
Things
how
that have
somebody
happened.
left or how somebody behaved. And then our kids want to chip in. They said, oh, and then it's like, you're butting in. Before rain, there was sunshine. You people are always like that. Always like that. Because, you know, the bond is there, and now our children have grown to see it. And communication is so key. When you get upset about something, talk about it, because you need to know that you are all that you have. Especially you don't have mommy or daddy. So he's all that you have and you're all that he has. So just make it work. Talk, iron things out. Don't let the sun go down, like I said, and make it work. Be persistent and make positive declarations.
Yes.
Make positive declarations over your children, over your husband, over your marriage, and they will come to pass. And believe in God.
Absolutely.
It will happen.
Absolutely. Cicho, final words from you on this topic.
I think basically they should pray together as much as possible. She should keep pushing and making the effort to rope them into the big family agenda. And she should enjoy her life with her husband. She's lucky to have a husband who is there and has chosen her over and over and over again.
Yes.
Above everything else. And that's a plus in this whole thing. So she should enjoy her life, have fun. And I don't see why she has to move back to the UK or anywhere else.
Exactly.
Have as
Stay
many
here,
kids
don't
as she
go.
wants to have and enjoy her life.
I love that. I
Yeah.
love that.
And can I say one thing too?
Quickly, in 30 seconds.
Very quickly, to mother-in-laws out there, leave your children
Yes.
alone.
Preach
Allow
it.
them to make mistakes if they need to. Don't be negative about them. Don't be saying negative things about them. Leave them to be. You had your sons not to marry your sons.
Thank
you
you.
had your sons to make sure that they end up being somebody else's husband. And if you've raised them well enough, you should leave them that they would make the right decisions when they get
Exactly.
married, and guide them and stop that.
Yes, preach it. And on that note, we call it a wrap. Ladies, thank you so much for coming in. Of course, I was joined in by the very, very amazing Felicia, ever-dazzling Olivia, and the incredible one and only Cicho. And thank you for being tuned in. It's another exciting edition of Sister. Of course, we came to you live from Live Mate Furniture and encouraging you to pass through and grab some incredible furniture for your home or your office. And as well, a very big thank you to our proud sponsors, Ghana AIDS Commission, Red Ribbon Campaign, and as well to Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. You want those pearly whites? Get some Kel Charcoal Toothpaste in your life today. My name is AJ Akwako Safwa, and I've been your host, and I'll be back your way next week with another exciting edition. Thank you all for that. Tune in via Facebook, Twitter, sending in your hashtags sister, and as well live on radio on Citi FM, and as well on live on Citi TV. I'll be back next week with more.
Now, let's wrap it up with my thoughts on the stories. For the very first one, with the friends with benefit situation. Do friends with benefits truly work? Well, in my opinion, not necessarily, because someone will almost always catch some feelings. Now, the question in this particular situation for the gentleman is, how do you react, especially when the person goes all out to ensure that she and you actually become an item and bring in your family? First and foremost, my dear gentlemen, like my sisters have rightly said, be honest to your family. Tell your parents exactly how the relationship started, what led to the various events thereon, and how you thought that you had broken things off with her, only to realize that she's being manipulative and actually trying to get into your family behind the scenes. So be honest to your family and let them make a decision. If after hearing the exact story, they truly want to be still have her as an active part of the family. But as a child may be in this scenario, ensure that you can think of having a DNA test perhaps, and of course, looking at ways of safely and happily co-parenting with this woman, not necessarily being with her, but making sure that your responsibilities as a father are always fulfilled, and ensuring that as a child may or may not be brought into this particular situation, you do what is right by that innocent child. Now, to our second story, a lovely lady who's found the love of her life, but the family is becoming a thorn in her flesh. I can sympathize with your scenario, especially when you feel that you do not want to come between a family and their son, but you are building a family with this man. You have a child in this particular scenario. You love him. He loves you, and he's willing to do right by you. Don't overthink it too much. Accept the fact that you've been blessed with a very good man who's willing to forsake all others, literally, to be with you. I do think that you should, in the near future, think of a way of bringing and bridging the family and this particular gap that has come between him and his mother and his siblings. I know it will be difficult, but it's what you sign up to. You not only married him, but you married the family as well. Think of starting your life off very well. He has done what is right by you, and you should be appreciative of him and ensure that he doesn't regret his decision at any point in time. Be loving, be the perfect wife that you can possibly be. But in the near future, think of ways to bridge this gap that has developed between the family members. And you never know, years from now, you will actually be at peace with your mother-in-law. But I wish you all the best, and I wish you the very best of luck. And again, congratulations for having a great man that is willing to stand by you. A very big thank you to everyone who tuned in, of course, my incredible sisters and our very amazing sponsors. A very big thank you to, of course, Kel Kids Toothpaste, to Onga, Mama's Helping Hand, and finally to the Ghana AIDS Commission Red Ribbon Campaign. And a very big thank you to Arlu for my outfit, and of course, First Choice for my hair. I thank you all for tuning in, and catch me same time next week for another exciting edition of Sister Sister. Until then, my name is AJ Akwakosapon. Keep listening to Citi FM and watching Citi TV.